Hey everyone, in this video I want to share with you a tip on how to figure out how you want your life to be. And to put it simply, it's to kind of envision the future that you believe you wish to take, or maybe even multiple possibilities, and then after envisioning each one consciously, like basically meditating and envisioning that future in a bunch of different aspects, going super in depth and detailed, afterwards ask yourself, will this make me happy? And then be honest with yourself. And usually in doing that, you can kind of learn whether or not, to some extent, whether or not that path will actually make you happy. Now obviously you can't ever know for certain until you actually pursue a path, but you can get an idea of it. If you envision a future that you believe you want and you find out that there are certain aspects of it that you don't quite like, well, now you have your answer. Now you know that maybe if you go down that route, it's not going to make you as happy as you believed it would. Now, this topic actually came from a great conversation I was having with a really awesome friend of mine, and I just got off the phone with him literally like 5 minutes ago. I actually told him, hey, look man, I'm running out of daylight right now. Let me film real quick and I'll call you back. So I plan on doing that after this video. But during our discussion, he brought up how he sometimes feels like he desires a certain path in life, this certain future, but at the same time, he's not quite certain whether or not it's actually good for him. Meaning, he envisions it for himself, but he questions whether or not that's actually good for him, whether or not what his brain desires will actually benefit him. And that is a great thing to bring up, and I feel like a lot of other people probably feel the same way. Heck, I've even felt that way at times, where I had to ask myself, okay, I want this future, I want to do X, Y, and Z, but will that actually make me happy? And in the past, I didn't really know how to answer that question without pursuing that path and finding out whether or not it actually would make me happy. But obviously there's a problem there, because if the answer is no, you just wasted time. Obviously, you never really truly waste time. If you grow from something, then hey, I mean, that's good. You got growth out of it. That's not a waste. But we all know our time is limited, right? So we don't want to be going down life paths that aren't exactly a good fit for us. So this whole meditating on envisioning that future for you should help. And try to get as detailed as possible, as granular as possible. Try to truly imagine your life looking the way that you believe is what you want. And then just be honest with yourself. Will that actually make you happy? And if the answer is no, have the courage to pursue something else instead of that. And it's okay if you don't know what other path to go down. At least this practice, or this, I don't even know what to call it. I guess practice is an experiment? I don't know. But this practice will at least give you an idea of what not to do. And that is always beneficial. Being able to kick away certain routes that you're considering pursuing, that's beneficial to be able to know, hey, okay, this one won't work, so I shouldn't pursue that. And even if you only have like 2 other options left, well, now you're left with those other 2. But even if you just have that one idea and you find out that wouldn't be good for you, that's still beneficial, because now you know not to pursue that. And even if you don't know what to do after that fact, just keep moving forward and maybe something will come up. So don't beat yourself up if you have no idea. It's just important to figure out what won't work for you, so you're not going to lose all that time. Because even if you get growth out of it, that is a good thing, but we don't want to be losing all that time as much as possible, because you can never get it back. So for the most part, it's helpful to try to figure out these things before you pursue this path. So hopefully this practice will be useful for you. I mean, it's been useful for me. There have even been times where I do this when dating. I try to like envision a future with someone and say, do I actually want to be with this person? And that can be helpful too. But remember, you always have to make sure when you do this with dating that you don't immediately believe that the other person is the way they are in your fantasy. And when you're envisioning a future with someone, always try to include them in that and I don't even know how to put it, that future you're envisioning. Always try to include them in that picture as realistic as possible. Don't make them better than they actually are in real life, because that is a mistake. Try to imagine them the way they are now, but you being with them, and would you actually want to be with them? So don't make them like some fairy tale. Try to make who they are now in reality just you living with them in the future, and see if that works. So I have to be very careful when specifying this, and obviously you could tell I'm kind of being careful with my language here, because the last thing I want you to do is to create a fairy tale and then compare them to that fairy tale image, and then end up disappointed later on when they don't live up to it. I mean, watch my video from yesterday and you'll get why that's a big issue. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much all I have for you in this video. It's just a simple practice or tip that you can put into practice. A practice that you can put into practice. I am doing brilliant with my language today. A simple tip you can put into practice that will hopefully help you figure out whether or not a life path that you're envisioning is actually good for you. And yet again, all that is just picturing it in your mind as clearly as possible, as detailed as possible, and then asking yourself afterwards, do you honestly want to do that? Will that honestly make you happy? And hopefully after doing that, you should get some answers, provided you don't lie to yourself, and that's why I say you have to be honest. But anyway, guys, I truly hope that this little tip is helpful, and if you like content like this, be sure to subscribe for more. Otherwise, like the video and leave a comment for the algorithm. That comment could be anything, whatever you want it to be. You can tell me about your favorite TV show, your favorite comic growing up, whatever it may be. Just any comments help with the algorithm. But if it is related to the video, then that would be cool too. So yeah, I mean, I'll leave you with this. Remember, we're all on this journey together. So the most important thing is that you just keep going, keep moving forward. And with time, you should be able to get an idea of what you truly want for yourself. But until you get there, just keep putting this tip into practice. And every time that you imagine what a life path that you desire taking, just ask yourself, will it actually make you happy? And go from there. I'll see you guys in the next video. Arrivederci.